Jungkook walked silently to the couch, his long frame relaxed, but purposeful. He picked up the pillow, fluffed it once, and then sank into the soft cushions with a sigh. His jacket was off, shirt slightly unbuttoned, revealing the tattoos crawling over his collarbone. Even in the dim light, he looked powerful, mysterious, and far too handsome. Yin sat on the edge of the bed, her hands gripping the silk sheet nervously. Her eyes kept flicking toward him lying there with one arm thrown over his forehead, his face half lit by the fireplace glow. Yin, you didn't have to take the couch. Jungkook didn't move, just spoke in a calm tone. Jungkook, I know. She bit her lip, unsure how to respond. Yin, it's a king-sized bed. There's enough space for both of us. He turned his head, eyes finally meeting hers. His gaze was unreadable. Jungkook, if you're not ready to share a bed with me, I won't force it. Not tonight. Not ever. Yin quickly. I didn't mean I was uncomfortable. I thought, maybe you wanted distance. He sat up slowly, elbows resting on his knees. Jungkook, distance? From my wife? He lets out a soft laugh. No, Yin, that's not what I want. But I want you to feel safe. That matters more. Her chest tightened a little. Why did he talk like this? So gentle, so understanding, like a man who didn't fit the reputation painted about him. She laid back slowly, resting against the pillows, but her eyes kept trailing to him. Yin, can I ask something? Jungkook tilting his head. Go ahead. Yin, do you regret marrying me? He blinked, then narrowed his eyes slightly as if the question offended him. Jungkook, no, never, Yin, but my parents rejected you once. I was part of that decision. He leaned forward, resting his forearms on his knees, voice steady. Jungkook, I didn't fall for your parents that day. I fell for you. Now, get some sleep. Today was a big day for both of us. Jungkook stirred awake on the couch, blinking slowly as he sat up, and stretched his tattooed arms. His shirt had slightly risen during sleep, revealing the edge of his sculpted torso. Rubbing the sleep from his eyes, he glanced toward the bed. She was still sleeping. Jungkook softly to himself, still asleep, huh? He stood, padded silently across the room, and grabbed his towel from the wardrobe before stepping into the bathroom. After about 15 minutes, the door creaked open. Jungkook stepped out, hair damp and tousled, steam still clinging to his skin. He wore nothing but a white towel slung low on his hips, droplets of water trailing down his toned chest and abs. That was the exact moment Yin stirred and blinked awake. Her sleepy eyes landed on him and immediately widened. Yin panicking. Oh my god. She quickly turned her head away, her cheeks flaming red. Yin, why you should have said something before coming out like that. Jungkook, startled, froze in place for a second before realizing her line of sight. Jungkook quickly turning his back. Shit, sorry. I thought you were still asleep. Yin pulling the blanket over her face. Well, I was. He chuckled, rubbing the back of his neck awkwardly. Jungkook, my bad. I'll just grab my clothes and change in the bathroom. Still turned away from her, he walked to the wardrobe, grabbed a set of clothes, and disappeared back into the bathroom. Yin peeked out from beneath the blanket, her heart pounding in her chest. Yin muttering to herself, he really had to look like that this early in the morning? A few minutes later, Jungkook emerged, fully dressed in a sleek black button-down and slacks. His wet hair was now styled back, messily, giving him a freshly woken yet effortlessly deadly look. Jungkook smirking faintly. You can look now. I'm not scandalous anymore. Yin's blush deepened as she sat up in bed, fixing her messy hair. Yin, I wasn't looking in the first place. Jungkook, sure you weren't. Yin grumbling. Stop talking. He leaned against the wall, arms crossed, watching her with amusement. Jungkook, you should get dressed. My parents are downstairs. They want to have breakfast with us. Yin, breakfast? With your parents? Jungkook, you're part of the family now. Yin, they just want to spend time with you. Don't be scared. Yin, it's not that. What do I even wear? I don't want to look weird. He walked over to the closet and pulled out a soft pastel dress he'd had the staff prepare ahead of time. Jungkook, I had them pick this out for you. I thought it would suit you. Yin looked at the dress, surprised. Yin, You thought about that? Jungkook shrugging. Of course. I knew you'd be nervous. I wanted to make it a little easier. She took the dress slowly, eyes softening. Yin, thank you. Jungkook, I'll wait outside while you change. No more accidental surprises, I promise. He gave a playful grin before stepping out of the room, closing the door behind him. Outside, he leaned against the wall, running a hand through his hair, and whispering to himself with a tiny smile, Jungkook, she's cute when she's flustered. Back inside, Yin changed quickly, holding her breath the whole time. Once, she looked at herself in the mirror, she blinked. The dress really did suit her. Simple, elegant, and soft just like her. She stepped out shyly a few minutes later. Jungkook turned and froze. Jungkook quietly, you look beautiful. Yin blushing. You don't look so bad yourself. They stared at each other for a heartbeat before he offered her his hand. Jungkook, ready, Mrs. Jeon? She placed her hand in his fingers, brushing gently. Yin, ready. The large dining room was bathed in morning sunlight. Jungkook walked in, holding Yin's hand gently. His parents were already seated, sipping tea and whispering things to each other. With knowing smirks, Mrs. Jeon, oh, there's our newlyweds. Mr. Jeon, finally decided to grace us with your presence, son? Jungkook deadpan. I was letting Yin sleep. It was a long day yesterday, Mrs. Jeon. Teasing a long night, you mean? Yin immediately choked on her own breath, pulling her hand from Jungkook's and covering her face. Yin. Oh my god. Jungkook sighing. Mom, really? Mrs. Jeon. What? I'm just saying. You two are married now. It's natural. Mr. Jeon. Don't tease her too much, dear. It's their first morning. Mrs. Jeon. I'm just excited. Can a mother be excited to see her daughter-in-law? She turned to Yin and gently touched her hand. Mrs. Jeon, you look even prettier this morning, sweetheart. Marriage suits you. Yin still blushing. Thank you, Emma. Mrs. Jeon, Aigu, already calling me Emma. My heart, now all that's left is a little Jeon grandbaby crawling around. Jungkook, already? Mrs. Jeon, come on. With Jungkook's strong genes and your pretty face, that baby would be adorable. Maybe twins. Mr. Jeon, let them have a seat, and you are already imagining things. Yin immediately flushed, while Jungkook rolled his eyes and pulled the chair out for her like a gentleman. Jungkook himself pulled out a plate for Yin and served her breakfast. With a gentle smile. Mrs. Jeon, did you sleep well, Yin? Yin, yes, thank you. Everything's been lovely, Mrs. Jeon. That's good. You'll get used to this house soon. And we're so happy to finally have a daughter at the table. Mr. Jeon, especially one who isn't afraid to keep our Jungkook in line. Jungkook raising a brow. I'm right here, you know. Mrs. Jeon, oh, we know, dear. But we also know what you were like before marriage. Wild, reckless, shirt always halfway open, coming home at a.m. like a mafia king from a movie. Yin blinked and softly laughed, hiding her smile behind her coffee cup. Yin, that still kind of sounds like him. Jungkook grumbling. Can we eat without the embarrassing stories? Yin laughing softly. No, I want to hear more. Jungkook narrowed his eyes at her, clearly betrayed. Jungkook, oh, you've switched sides already? Yin, well, I'm part of the family now. Mrs. Jeon, that's right, sweetheart. And as family, I have every right to ask, when are we getting a grandbaby? Yin blushing furiously. What? Jungkook choking on his coffee. Mom. Mrs. Jeon waving her hand dramatically. Oh, come on, look at you two. You'd make such adorable babies, with your shyness and his strong genes. A perfect combo. Mr. Jeon, maybe we'll get a baby Mafia Boss Jr. running around here soon. Yin giggled, covering her mouth, trying to hide how much she was enjoying it. Yin, you're all very different from what I imagined, Mrs. Jeon. Let me guess, you thought we'd be scary, dark, and silent, like Jungkook's business reputation? Yin, a little yes. Jungkook, I regret bringing you down here, Mrs. Jeon reaching for Yin's hand warmly. But truly, darling, we're so happy to have you. You're already blending in better than we hoped. Yin, Thank you for being so kind. Mr. Jeon, Jungkook's lucky. And if he ever makes you cry, tell us. We'll discipline him with the wooden spoon. Jungkook dramatic sigh. I am literally the mafia boss, Mrs. Jeon. And I'm literally your mother. I outrank you. Everyone laughed Yin the loudest, and when she looked at Jungkook smirking beside her, his fingers brushed hers under the table. After breakfast, Mr. and Mrs. Jeon left to attend to estate matters, giving the newlyweds space to settle in. The house quieted, and Jungkook led Yin back upstairs, their footsteps echoing softly against the marble floor. He opened the bedroom door and held it for her. Yin was still giggling from the breakfast teasing, her cheeks a little pink. Yin, giggling, you really cried over a stuffed lion. Jungkook, groaning, you're never gonna let that go, are you? Yin, nope, that image is permanently in my brain now. He glanced at her with a small smile, half annoyed, half fond. Jungkook, you're getting too comfortable too quickly, especially around my mother. Yin, isn't that a good thing? Jungkook, quietly it is. Just don't encourage her. She'll be planning baby names by tonight. Jungkook walked to the dresser and took off his watch. Yin. Jungkook. Yin. Can I ask you something? He noticed the shift in her tone, gentle, almost unsure. He turned, fully to face her, nodding. Jungkook, ask me anything. Yin, quietly, do you love children? He blinked. Of all the things she could have asked, he hadn't expected that one. Jungkook, that's a surprising question. Yin, sorry if it's too personal. You don't have to answer. Your mom was teasing about babies and I was curious. And Jungkook, interrupting softly, hey, it's okay. He walked over to her slowly, his expression unreadable. Then he looked down, a gentle smile tugging at the corners of his lips. Jungkook, I love kids, always have. Yin, surprised really. Jungkook, especially baby girls. I don't know, there's something about the way they talk in those tiny voices, the way they call their father, Appa. It's just, pauses, looking away for a second, melts something in me. Yin, you're not what I thought you'd be. Jungkook, I know what I look like to the world. Yin, cold, dangerous, untouchable, but that's not all of me. It's just the part I need to be for business. He looked back at her then, eyes softer than she'd ever seen. Jungkook, if I could, I'd build a world where I didn't have to scare anyone, where I could just be a man, a husband, a father. Yin stared at him, something fluttering in her chest. Yin, you really want a daughter? Jungkook, desperately. I want a little girl with your smile, who calls me Appa in a soft little voice and runs into my arms like I'm her whole world. Yin, heart beating faster. That sounds beautiful. He took a step closer. Jungkook, but I don't want her until you're ready. I won't ask, won't rush, won't expect. But the day you willingly look at me and say I want to give you a daughter, I promise you. He reached out, gently brushing her knuckles with his fingers. Jungkook, I will be the most impatient man alive waiting to meet her. Yin, you'd be a good father. Jungkook, he looked at her, genuinely touched. Jungkook, do you really think so? Yin nodding. I do. They stood there for a moment, saying nothing. The silence wasn't awkward, it was filled with the unspoken connection blooming between them. Finally, Jungkook stepped back and gave her a playful smirk. Jungkook, so, how many do you plan to give me? Yin blushing furiously. Jungkook laughing. I'm kidding, kind of. Yin turned away, shyly. Yin, you're impossible.